Hello everyone and welcome back to Technical Tuesday. Coach Terrence here at Forge Valley Fitness. This week's episode is dedicated to all of you mountain bikers out there in Vernon, ripping up Silver Star, Cal Park, and Ellison. I love mountain biking, I do it myself all the time, but especially after those long rides, my hips get tight, my shoulders, they're feeling a little stiff, and I'm going to give you a few strategies to help fix that so you can feel better after you go for those long rides. So we'll talk about on that bike, what's happening when you're on it for a long time. So with my air bike here, the handles move. Let's try and I'll have my hands just stationary so you can watch what's happening in my hips. So as we go, right, I can sit nice and tall. As I'm riding, especially climbing uphill, you're gonna be hunched forward a lot and probably rounded a little bit in your upper back there, as well as when you're hunched forward, those elbows are going to be coming downhill as well. Elbows out for stability, and again, a little bit forward. We're not going to be super upright. That's not really going to happen all the time, especially on a 3, 4, 5 hour ride. So you're going to be in a slightly compromised position, which during the sport is fine, but we want to make sure that we can correct that afterwards and doesn't affect us further down the road. Now, as we look at this position, so we just diagnosed that. We have the upper back and the shoulders kind of rotating forward. But with the hips now, as we pedal, we always think about pushing mostly, right? Pushing, that's what's doing all the work. But especially good riders, especially if you're clipped in, you're gonna be pulling yourself up, pulling up on the pedals. And it's not gonna just get your calf and hamstring, but it's also gonna get your hip flexors because you need to pull that knee forward, pull everything up. So everything's working together. So basically everything in your legs is working. So we're gonna give you a few different strategies to help relieve those tight muscles and help you feel better after those long rides and not be super stiff and sore the next day. So number one, buy a foam roller, your best friend ever. You're gonna lay it on your back, start middle of your back, right at the base of your rib cage. Great big hug your shoulders tight. Roll up to your shoulders. I sit here, take a big breath in, breathe out, and roll. I don't know if you can hear it, got a few cracks in there. Let yourself relax over. I'll go up and down at least 5 times, and then I'll take my hands up overhead, and same thing, up and down 5 times. That's something everyone should do every day, but especially if you're hunched over for a long time. So that's gonna help correct that upper body position. Now, with the shoulders, what we can do for those is just, we're in this position, so let's do the opposite. Let's open us up and stretch out. So a post, a door frame, corner of the wall, anything really, just up here, elbow is gonna be just above your shoulder, step forward and twist away to stretch and lengthen your pec minor muscle here, and a little bit open up that rotation of your shoulder again. You can also, for bonus extras, you can do some contract relax. As you're stretching here, take your hand and your elbow and trying to push into that pose for 3, 2, 1, relax and stretch a little bit further for 10 more seconds. And then come off and relax, and then go in again. Stretch, contract, and then stretch a little bit more, and you'll feel every time you contract and relax, get a little bit further and open up that position. So that's step 2 for your shoulders. Now, for your hips, 2 stretches we're gonna do. We're gonna do pigeon stretch and couch stretch. So pigeon stretch, yoga pose. If you come down into a lunge, then you're going to try and get your knee in line with your foot here. Drop your hips as low down as you can. Drive that leg nice long lunge, keeping the shin nice and vertical, and just inch this foot over a little bit. And you're gonna gently roll the foot over. You don't wanna twist the ankle too much. And now you're gonna shift your hips over towards your knee to drop your knee a little bit down. So there's actually very little twist happening in this ankle. You shouldn't be getting a lot of twist there. And from here, you're just gonna try and sit down, and then you play around a little bit with some twisting towards that knee, twisting away, and just camp out there and just search around for about 2 minutes aside. So that'll help loosen up the rotation of your hip, and now those hip flexors get super locked up. So we'll do our favorite couch stretch. You can go against a wall, bench, coffee table, or your favorite couch in the living room while you're watching your shows. So put your foot up on your couch, lunge down so that knee's on the ground, Position 1, get that foot out there for stability. Squeeze your hips to lock in that position. Chest up. If you want to, extra, reach up, lengthen all this stuff here. And I'll usually kind of go two ways here. There's one you can just really drive back nice and tall, and I feel that usually more all the way down through my quadricep muscles. But now if I keep these hips squeezed and I let this foot come forward and I drive forward more, for me, I feel that more in my hip flexor, in my joint capsule. So I usually do a little bit of both. I'll usually start up at the top, release those big muscles, and then I'll sink in a little bit deeper for my joint. And the last one, you might not think of it from biking, is your calves. So I got a number of clients who do lots of mountain biking, and they'll go these long trips, and they come back, and oh, my knees are aching, and I can't squat anymore. We do a couple minutes of foam rolling on their calves, and they're good to go. So again, foam roller, your best friend. You're gonna put your ankle on here, other foot on top. Just roll back and forth until you find some nice bits in there that are a little bit tender, because those are the ones that you want to get in and fix. And then I'll go up and down, up and down. You can play with that foot, extend, up and down, up and down. And as well, after that, now that you've loosened up those tissues, you can come up to a post or your stairs, get that foot up, and just stretch out those calves a little bit. Okay? So, mountain bikers, take care of your bodies. Foam roller for your back, open up your shoulders, pigeon stretch, cow stretch for your hips, and foam roll and stretch your calves. Take care of yourselves, everyone. Have a great one.